Today, we're gonna make something that I remember growing up on. This is called Klazel and Rouladen. It's a German dish, and I'm gonna show you exactly the way my grandmother used to make it with me. So check it out, enjoy. Get you some thin sliced sirloin. You can use other types of meat. We always use thin sliced sirloin. Now we did a little sprinkle of salt and a little bit of black pepper. Now Granny didn't have this, but if she did, I assure you she'd hit it with the pot. Next step is we use some yellow mustard. Yeah, that's right, yellow mustard. And a little bit of German stone ground mustard as well. The next step is you get you a spoon and you just smooth that mustard out. Take your fine diced onion and spread that around. Get your little pieces of bacon and spread those around. Take the more narrow end and we roll it up towards the thick end. Like that. Next step, you get you some butcher's twine and get you some strings cut up. And we just wrap it around. Like that. All right, now we got these wrapped up in our twine. Now we're gonna sear them in our cast iron and then we're gonna finish them off in the oven. Check it out. Bunch of beef tallow. Now we place in our rouladen. So we got these nice and seared how we want. We're gonna let them sit to the side, cool off a bit so we can get the twine off. While our pan's still hot, we deglaze with some beef stock because we're not losing that flavor. Next step, carefully unroll your rouladen. Now we place them back into our baking dish. Pour in all that extra flavor from our cast iron. Cover with foil. And now we go in our oven to braise for about 3 hours at 275. So now it's time to make the Klazel. It's basically a potato dumpling. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Start out by boiling your potatoes with the jackets on. Jackets on means skin on. Potatoes are done and fork tender. Drain and let sit for about an hour. So the next step's pretty easy. We basically peel the skin off these potatoes. But I guess if Granny was still around, I'd have 2 questions for her. A, why did she call it a jacket? And B, why not just peel the skin off before you boil them? I don't know. Do y'all know? Let me know. Take your potatoes and fill up the ricer and mash them down. So you want to go about 2 cups of flour for 6 large potatoes. I don't know if we really have 6 large potatoes, so I'm going to start out with 1.5 cups and some salt for flavor. But one thing Granny didn't have, and I know she'd love it, is some Dan-O's Original. So we're going to hit it with a little pop. It's just flavor, Granny. You know I love you. Now this was always my favorite part. Now we make our little snowballs. So we get this all mixed up. Now I'm gonna add just a little bit more flour. Looks like we need it. Now we got us a big dough ball. Now we make little balls. It's a little bigger than a golf ball and a little smaller than a baseball. Once we have our snowballs balled up, we did this. Flour and toss them around. Now they're ready to cook. All right, so we let these braise, and I actually turned them up a little bit because I had some other things cooking in the oven. But as you can see, these bad boys are ready. They're ready to fall apart. So we're not gonna touch them a whole bunch. We're gonna use this, and we're gonna make our gravy. It's gonna be dang good. Back into our serving tray, we're gonna add some more beef stock. Bring that to a boil. Put some flour in a bowl, and we added some water, and now we mix to make our flour thickening agent, slurry, whatever you want to call it. Reduce your heat, a soft boil, and stir as you stir in the slurry. Don't stop stirring. We're getting there, getting close. And just like that, we got our gravy. You want to let this slow cook for about 10 minutes to get rid of that raw flour taste. And this is also where you add the Dan-O's, because if you never had Dan-O's in gravy, well, you're missing the boat. You're missing the train, the gravy train. Yum, yum, get you some. Little Dan-O's in the gravy. Now, we go back to our rouladen. Yes, I know it looks dry, but that's okay, because we got our gravy. Pour the gravy back over the top. So back in the oven we go. We're just gonna let this sit at a low heat until we get our Klazel done. Now we got our water boiling, we drop our little dough balls in. And we'll know they're done when they float. Some are big and some are small. All right, so we got a couple floaters. It's been about 10 minutes. All right, so now we got Klazel and rouladen. My favorite part is the Klazel. So you cut it up just like this, these big dough balls. I hope I did well. think I did. So you basically just cut these bad boys up in little squares, little chunks, and pour the gravy right over the top. So now it's time to get a bite. How did I do? Well, let's see. I did good. I did real good, Granny. You'd be proud of that. Now let's try the rouladen. There we go. Granny, you would be really proud of me on that. The rouladen was amazing and dang good. And yes, you can use Dan-O's to make this. And Granny, you would love it. Thank you for the recipe. I miss you. And if y'all ever see me use these in my videos, this was one of the last things my grandmother ever made for me before she passed away. Yum, yum, get you some.